Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. Gabby and Stefan. You know, they have both messed up, right? They both messed up. And in the beginning, Stefan comes in there and he puts a lot of smoke on EJ, saying EJ took advantage of her and, this, that, and the third. And eventually, Gabby's like, no, it wasn't him. And plus, he finds her clothes on the floor, and that's when he's like, you slept with him?" And she had that look on her face, like she's afraid to say something. I'm like, no, answer the man's question. So she's like, yeah, I did it. He's pissed off. He winds up hitting EJ in the face. They're about to sit there and start fighting. She stops that from happening. Why? I don't really know, but he leaves for a little bit. And at this point, he's pissed off. He's hurt, right? Now, again, I give both of them hee-haw, but in a lot of ways, I give Gabby more. I give Gabby more because here's the thing. I don't like the fact that Stefan was like, because of one drunken mistake or whatever. This was a choice. I don't think people understand when I sit there and say that when someone says that it was a mistake, it meant nothing. Any one of those phrases, you didn't accidentally have her jump on your joystick, okay? This wasn't an accident. Y'all didn't fall on the ground and it was just like, well, we're on the ground. We might as well sit there and do something about it. No. Whenever someone sits there and says a mistake, it's insulting to someone else's intelligence. It really is. But the truth of the matter is, those reasons why it happened does not take away from what Gabby did, right? So while that just sort of happened, she deliberately went out of her way at everything that he did to sit there and hurt him, right? Like, yeah, it was messed up, it was bad, and that definitely is like, yo, listen, I can't sit there and rock with him anymore. But she didn't just leave him. No, she went out her way to sit there and hurt him, and she did it with his own brother. Now, regardless, even if he did it with somebody else, it still would have been bad, but like, that was deliberate. So at that point, there was a point where she was like, so are you sitting there saying that you're done fighting for us? And I'm just like, I had to rewind that because I was like, did she really just sit there and say something that stupid? I could not believe she actually said that. Like, so you're done now? Did you hit your head on the headboard too hard? Like, but he pretty much just like, yeah. Then they say what they say, and he pretty much just walks out. He's done with her. EJ comes back and he tries to comfort her, and she's like, "Don't touch me." I'm like, "Well, you're in his room. You should just left." I'm sitting there and start acting like that now. You got no problem sitting there touching him all last night. Don't sit there and give him that energy now. Walk your ass, take your clothes, walk your ass right on that out his bedroom. At that point, you did what you did, and then she started crying and everything like that. I was like, "Nah, boo, after you and your tears, you did that. You made your bed. Now you want to sit there and sit in a stool." Yeah, what he did was messed up, but you know, you're not better at this point right now. You're just as bad as him. So your tears don't really mean anything. It did before when it happened, but now, no, means nothing. Okay, and this is pretty much the highlight of the episode because for the most part, it pretty much kind of goes like downhill in a sense. Oh, just spoiler alerts. Mark and Fabi, that's fake Abby for the new people, are brother and sister. Aaron is back, and I don't really care. The only thing that I got out of that scene of any value is that his parents, their parents, died in a car accident. Now, yeah, their parents died in a car accident. That was it. Everything else was just like exposition. Brady hit Sarah, and um, what he did was messed up, but he's a good kid. Blah 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 blah. That was pretty much about it. Um, Chad, Chad and Leo. Leo is he's not doing the paper anymore because he's doing the soap writing, and so he's doing that. He's not doing the paper anymore. And there's a point where he talks about, like, I have this idea for this story involving a woman that pretty much kind of came back from the dead that has amnesia. And already he's like, nope, 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 not doing it. He gets super defensive. Um, and then granted, he's talking about the show, and he's still like there's a point where he's like a DNA test, and he's talking about Abby. Now, Leo's like, in the show, a DNA test is not really worth much of anything. And he, once again, he gets super defensive. And, with him, is like he needs to believe it. He needs to believe it. He's desperate to believe it. That's why she called his bluff to sit there and see how much she wants him to sit there and stay. I mean, he wants her to sit there and stay. But he knows that there's something off. That's why when Leo was like, you should be happy that your wife is back or whatever. Like, she came back from the dead, and you should be happy. He's not happy. He hasn't really sit there and really seen her. Every time he wants to sit there and see her, she finds a way to sit there and blow him off. And it's like, this. Now, granted, let's just sit there and say, for the sake of argument, that was the real Abby. Right? That was the real Abby and everything like that. That might be their future. If we was putting this in more terms of real life, like, she may not ever regain her memories. She may be just like that for the rest of their lives, and that's something that he would have to sit there and accept. He would have to sit there and accept. You know what? Listen, we have kids together and everything like that, and this, that, and the third. But she doesn't love me the way she used to because she's practically a different person. Maybe he has to sit there and get used to that idea. I mean, I know it's a soap opera, but like, she doesn't remember you, bro. Like, she really doesn't. She doesn't want to sit there and spend time with you. It's clear that she's somewhat uncomfortable being around you because she doesn't know you like that, and that just may be a future. Um, Man, the one thing I got from that story when Stephanie was sitting there talking to Fabi was when she said she was a race driver and stuff like that. I was like, man, it's like the character seemed like she was much more interesting back in the day than whatever this version is I'm looking at now. Um, Now Fabi did sit there and mention the whole, oh yeah, you dating my husband while I was gone for such a long time, just to try to make it feel a little guilty or whatever. And she apologized, and I'm like, well, what are you apologizing for? In reality, it's like things happen, like, and your husband was a willing participant, so let's not like, why are you apologizing? Like, things happen. They got together, it didn't work out. I don't feel the need to sit there and over explain it. Like, yeah, we thought you were dead, so we kind of moved on with life. That's what happens with life. I didn't feel the need to sit there and apologize. Like, would you want him to have been single for the rest of it for his life? And granted, she was like, no, I would have wanted him to move on. So it's like all that explanation about, oh, I'm so sorry that I did this. Like, are you? You know? She did sit there and say one time that she got abducted by EJ and put into some sort of morgue or whatever. I was like, God damn, EJ. Because he came downstairs with a bloody lip or whatever. And Stephanie was like, well, I'm pretty sure whatever he did, he deserved it. Oh, and I did sit there and say that Kayla and Steve didn't really do too much of anything except for provide exposition. They did talk about Jennifer and her whole not believing that that's Abby as more of a defense mechanism because, if that's not her, she feels like she's going to have to lose her over again. Or something to that effect. All in all, I would sit there and say this was a decent episode. It wasn't a terrible episode, but it was like the only stuff that was really interesting was, of course, the Stefan and Gabby and AJ stuff. Um, Everything else is just kind of meh. But watch the video. I mean, watch the episode. Judge it yourself. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If I missed anything, write it down. Or come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk about all the shows: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, Young and Restless. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.